be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
Hey guys, this is DCHL Devin here.
And this is DCHL Walker.
And welcome to another episode of A Light in the Dark. And for those of you who don't know, this is our question and answer series where you guys put questions in the comment section below and we answer them. And we will answer across multiple different videos, so even if they're not here, we will get back to you with it on these videos. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it.
Yeah.
First, we have Matt, LOTBR, and for those of you who don't know, it's Lord of the Brown Ring. And he says, hey guys, serious questions this time. Might be long.
Excellent.
So we're going to go through it. He has 3 questions here. He says, 1, how does breaking and warband placement work exactly at doubles? Number 2, do banners, fury, stand fast, heroic moves, etc., and all count for both players if one calls it? And number 3, if an orc is in a fight with my teammate, that my teammate has a wraith, both fighting an opponent's model, does my orc have his fight value count under the rule using, and I believe it got cut off, but I think he's just talking about fight stacking.
Yeah.
So let's run through these real fast.
So, first thing, the breaking for the doubles is you break individually.
Yes.
Easy peasy.
Any of you who went to StoreCon, you actually may have noticed this already. We're playing exactly by the same format.
Yep.
One, it makes the games end quicker. You may notice that the doubles is later in the day on a Friday, so we need the matches to end a little faster. And yeah, breaking individually and warband placement happens both of you at the same time.
Yep.
Deploy one warband, so it speeds up deployment.
Yep.
So that's exactly that. Number 2.
It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it actually works out pretty well. It does speed it up quite a bit. Number 2, do banners, fury, stand fast, and all that match?
Yes, they work for, so long as you're evil and evil or good and good. If you're good and evil, you don't benefit from each other.
And that is a big disadvantage of trying to do that. So don't think you can have Tom Bombadil with Sauron and think, oh, this will work out. It's not going to work. You can't use magic on each other.
You can fight on the same side, but they can't help each other.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like mercenaries, bought and hired, and they don't care about the other side.
You basically are hurting yourself almost by doing a good-evil combination. You can do it, though. There's no restriction.
I could think of a few that are probably pretty nasty still, not even benefiting each other.
Shade combined with elves, that'd be pretty gross. So, number 3, fight stacking. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Same way. You could take the highest fight on that side.
And this is actually the one thing where actually it works even if you're good and evil. So even if you have an elf with a Moran and Orc, the Moran and Orc will take 5/5.
Yep.
So it's not an ability or anything. So all right then. So next question we have from Dave Egan. He actually has 2 questions basically here. So we'll go with the first one. He says, He says, hello gents. This is my first time commenting on the DCHL channel.
Welcome.
And he asks, what armies are you planning on using at Nova? And how do you think you'll fare against the GBHL hosts? I look forward to seeing the content and battle reports of it afterward. And we'll go into a second question. I'm going to pull this down. First question.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about the GT, right?
No, because he said battle reports. So he said battle reports at the end.
Oh, yes.
So our battle reports against the GBHL are in good fun. I'm not sure.
They are all good fun. We've actually already talked about it with the GBHL. They even commented it. We did it a little earlier on a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the scenarios you guys see us playing, some of those are going to be, if you guys have noticed on our Facebook page and our website, we have a bunch of scenarios we've been playing, and these scenarios will be at Nova.
Yep.
Nova is not just a bunch of tournaments, guys. The other stuff is unscheduled because I don't want you to have to pay for it. Like, you can just sort of jump in there and play on this stuff. So, and it also makes it so it's flexible. If you're not there on Thursday, then you don't have to worry about, like, let's say Helm's Deep's on Thursday.
So as far as armies go, I think I'm going to end up playing with my Goblin Town Goblins at some point, probably for a bat rep, because they're a fun army to play against.
Yeah.
Against 2, I'm not sure, or which army. And then definitely my Hunter Orcs.
Yeah, I think so. I know we got a couple of our other guys. They're going to play probably Lake Town. In fact, you might see, if you look on my Facebook, you might see some of his army there. That is some of his army. That's the guy who's playing them. I've been kind of like all on a Corsair hype.
Yeah, you've been
lately. Yeah, and we just got 2 new Corsair ships built. So if you look also on my Facebook page, you'll see the Corsair ships that we're going to be using for the infiltration of Umbar scenario. And this is going to be fun scenarios.
Yeah.
So,
but as far as the grand tournament goes, I'm bringing
different. Yeah.
I'm bringing my Hunter Orcs.
All right,
allied with Mordor.
Oh yes, yeah.
I got it allied with Mordor.
Honestly, we'll get into that. Hold on. So I guess for me, I was gonna say this. I think his list is the strongest of all of ours. So personally, I have heard a couple tidbits of what the GBHL tend to bring, and we intend to do kind of the same thing they're doing. So they got like one guy bringing a fluffy one, and one guy's bringing filth, and one's bringing just a cool different all hero list. I think Tom has a White Council list.
That's gonna be nasty regardless. So much magic on the battlefield.
I mean, all their lists are gonna be strong, but they're kind of going different routes. The only one I don't know is James, and I heard he's bringing absolute filth.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I've heard Rivendell Knights, an all Rivendell Knight list. I think that might be James.
That's not. It's a strong list, but it's not unbeatable.
No list hopefully is unbeatable. Otherwise, we'd have to ban it.
The big problem with the high elf cav list is they lack numbers, and so a high. Like Hunter Orcs, for example, are the bane of anything with 2 attacks base is the bane of existence for cavalry because you match their attacks. And if they happen to engage 2 of you, well, now I have 4 attacks and you have 2. Haha, we win. Most likely.
Exactly.
And so that list is interesting, but it has to be played with a certain finesse.
As you guys know, he's bringing the Hunter Orcs. That will probably do very well, we're hoping. We have one of our DCHL leads, I guess we're going to call us, because you guys see the GBHL, there are 4 guys all the time, but you only see me and Walker. We actually have a crew that's sort of like the heads of our community in the sense of DCHL. You just don't see them on camera because they're busy. They run busy lives. But so one of them is bringing Lake Town.
Yeah.
Will he do well? Yeah.
Well, he is playing as a ringer.
Yeah, so he plays only if there's an odd number of players and if there is certain situations, like someone drops out or something like that. So yeah, he won't be playing the whole way. So of our guys who are playing the whole way, we got
Trolls.
No, Mike's not playing in the GT. He's a judge.
I thought Tim.
Yeah, that's right. So we do have a cave troll army.
Trolls.
I think he'll do okay. We've seen his army play now at 2 different tournaments. And he does pretty well. It's a hard list to play, and when he makes a mistake, it hurts.
Yeah. We have Urkai, we have not Easterlings, Mahud with the Far Harad guys, Ed
yeah, that's right.
We have an Easterling force with Kamal on Fell Beast. That's going to be nice.
The only other one
for our group coming.
There is one guy who's bringing a Mordor Royal Air Force.
Yeah.
No, or at least that's what he's considering. He might do pretty well. I know Nathan, that's right. So we do actually have 2 other guys who actually might do very well, and they're actually some heads of our community. But one of them is bringing an all Ent Eagle combo army. It's not all Ents and Eagles. There's other stuff in there, but it's quite a few of them. And another one is bringing Fiefdoms. And he does very well. He does very, very well.
If Fiefdoms are playing right, they're hard to beat.
Honestly, and just to finish up this answer, because we are probably long-winding it, but he's the Fiefdom player is probably one of our best guys. I have seen him slaughter opponents like it's insane. The amount of skill, and he reads the battlefield and his opponent really, really well. Better than I've ever seen most players do it. Now I don't think he's gone against you, right?
Who are you talking about?
This is Andrew.
No, I haven't fought Andrew.
Yeah, I haven't fought Andrew.
I've seen him play, but I haven't got a chance to play.
Yeah, he played in one of our escalation leagues, and he just destroyed. So he should do actually pretty well.
All right, what's the next question? But we've bantered for a while, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff, clearly.
So the second part of the question is, I'll be attending the GBHL event, the Redesolation of Stockport, in October. It's 700 points, and the 1 or 2 most expensive models in the army have to add up to 250 points or more. Can I get your opinions on the list I'll be bringing to it? Warband 1 and the leader, Smaug. 700 points. So, I had a little bit of a confusion when I heard this question because I heard that your 2 most expensive models in the army have to add up to 250 points. What I thought, I asked him about this, the person commenting on this, he said no, they have to just be 250 or greater. I still wonder 100% if that's correct.
2 models though?
Yeah, I swore, because here's the deal. If that's the case, then what's the point in saying that rule? Unless they just don't want you spamming units. Maybe they just don't want you spamming lots and lots of stuff. But I think it was the other way around, where they didn't want you bringing Smaug, or they didn't want you bringing Aragorn, King Elisar, or Balrogs, or, dragons and stuff like that.
So what's the rule for the tournament again? You can't...
So I don't know it, and we only have what he says. But he says, this is according to him, the 1 or 2 most expensive models in your army have to add up to 250 points more. The 1 or 2 have to add up. So,
anyways, basically, let's just talk about the fact of Smaug. We'll forgo the
let's pretend that this is correct. Because it might be.
Yeah, we'll assume.
We actually, I personally, and I guess I'll just give my opinion on this, I don't like Smaug at tournaments. We don't have Smaug restricted in ours at Nova necessarily, but we formatted the scenarios so that he would pretty much lose.
Discouraging you from taking a single model.
Exactly. 2 of the scenarios, it's pretty much an automatic loss for you if you bring Smaug. So if you're going to bring him, it's just for fun, and you will probably be, not that it's going to be rigged necessarily, but you're probably going to be encouraged to fight opponents who want to fight Smaug, because Smaug has a tendency to, in my fear, ruin experiences if a player is, let's say a player wants to go for the prize, number 1, and then they have to go against Smaug, and it's just like they're thinking to themselves, oh, I would have won, but you brought a giant dragon. Smaug is incredibly well balanced. I will say that. He's very well balanced, but I discourage bringing him. He can lead to a boring match depending what your opponent brings. If your opponent didn't bring any archery whatsoever, you won. Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Because unless you roll badly, like really badly, on all of your fire, dragon, breath, your combat rolls, and everything else, then your opponent might win, but those odds are really, really slim to none.
I don't know what the scenarios of Redesolation and Stockport is, but if it's Reconnoiter, if it's Domination, stuff like that, you're probably going to lose.
Reconnoiter, you can get across the field pretty quick.
Yeah, but remember, the game doesn't end when you get your models all across the field. It ends when an army is broken to 25%. So let's say you fly Smaug across.
The guy getting across counts as...
No, actually, we were discussing this. It actually doesn't. And here, read the scenario.
You keep going on about Smaug. I'll read that.
Now, we don't know if the GBHL plays in a different way than this. But, yeah, if you just fly them across the field, they shouldn't... I don't think there's any mention. That's the problem. There's no mention of them being removed as a casualty if they are, exit the board edge. They just exit. So you actually have to slaughter your opponent while trying to escape with a couple models. So if you fly Smaug across, they're just going to pull their whole army, and basically they'll be like, okay, see ya, and then they'll walk 2 guys off, and then they win. So, do you have the exact wording?
Oh yeah, so the objective is the game lasts until the end of the turn in which one force has been reduced to 25% of its starting number of models or below, at which point the force that has scored the most victory points wins the game. If both players score the same number of victory points, the game is drawn. Victory points are scored in the following.
Do you see anything regarding models going off the field being removed as a casualty, counting as casualties?
I thought I read that somewhere before.
Yeah,
I might be just hallucinating. So
we looked this up because we actually thought this ourselves. Like, okay, what do we do about Smaug? And we noticed that Reconnoiter is perfect against Smaug because he has to sit there and either do one of 2 things. He has to either burn his opponent completely off the field, in which case he doesn't even gain a point, or he has to fly off the field, in which case he gains 1 point and the opponent just walks off. So he literally has no chance under this interpretation. We don't know how the GBHL plays it. Every scenario gets formatted differently at certain events. But just my opinion is we're not too keen on Smaug. You can bring him. There's also other armies that are auto win against you. If another person brings Dragon Fire Breath, they're going to kill you because you don't have any fate, so they're going to burn you. And even if you try to burn first, they do have fate plus might to point that up, so they're going to kill you. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you, but yeah, I personally discourage those type of units. Well, just him really coming to tournaments. I think we're going to move on from this question, though, because we have spent a lot of time on it.
Yep.
But we do appreciate that's your first comment to our channel, so that's awesome. Definitely nice to meet you. So, next question is from Akathon39.
What's up, dude?
He says, also, just wondering, once Nova is truly out of the way, do you guys have any plan on doing battle companies?
Yeah.
If so, what armies would you play with?
So yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right, so I wrote these. When did I did these rules like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, we actually planned on playing battle companies a long time ago. We just couldn't because we got so busy with Nova.
Yeah.
So
so I took the battle companies off the GBHL website, right? Was it?
No, it's actually it's on my website, but it's on the One Ring.
It's on the One Ring. Yeah. So we took those and put it on our website, and then I modified them. Once we test it out and play it and make sure that it works well in our own shop, then we'll post it on our website.
Yes.
It's the heroes are the things that gain experience. This is the cool part about it. So your heroes are the things that gain experience and go up levels and things like that. And you don't need to track all your warriors all the time. They have a possibility of becoming heroes, though.
Yes, your warriors do. Yeah.
But once then they can get all these special rules and can kit it out differently, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We were both talking about it a minute ago, and what we were talking about, we're going to do new armies.
As far as what we're going to be doing for battle companies, I'm once again I don't know why I just recently been into this. Is either probably Corsairs or probably Angmar. What about you?
I was thinking kind of elves. High elves.
Okay.
I've been liking my elves a whole lot. Maybe I'll finish my Lothlorien.
We're extremely excited for battle companies. We definitely are going to be doing that. So an absolute yes.
So if you're around the Springfield area after Nova, we're going to start that up. It's going to run for what do we say, 2 months?
Yeah, probably about 2 months. And it's going to be pretty awesome. A lot of really cool special abilities and stuff like that, and it's been really thought about a lot. But yes, definitely going to be doing battle companies.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun. It's going to be really cool. Once we've tweaked it all, it'll be on the website for you guys to test it out and play yourself.
All right, so next question actually is also from Matt C. He says,
what's up, Matt?
Yeah, I realized it after a while, but I prefer to be called Matt in public. No, in public, I'm Matt. So essentially, he doesn't want to be called Lord of the Brown Ring once we meet him in Nova. He says, it's easier for everyone. And I answered what Lord of the Brown means in the last video. I've heard assumptions before, and answered. So anyway, though, guys, I've been working on my stuff, on Army stuff, and realized Nova is only a few weeks away. So let's do this, Team USA. So
go!
This is actually going to be pretty epic. We actually have one of our armies is painted in all American colors because I guess what was it? The Rivendell Knight. I forgot who it was. I think it was either Tom or one of them. One of the GBHL has all British colors. So
who's doing all American colors?
Yeah, Robert.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rob's doing all his American.
He's all American colors. So
this is a nasty army, nonetheless.
It is surprisingly pretty good. So so basically. Yeah, no, I think this will be pretty awesome representing America. I know actually we have another couple players, Jeremy Smith and I think oh my goodness, One Good Riddance, and many of you guys stand out to me because you post a lot. So, but I know you guys are also in America, I believe. So, well, especially Jeremy Smith, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's the one you salute him. It's it's like what James does to him all the time. So. So, next question is from Tibber Robin. He says, thanks a lot for clarifying the rules on Sauron. Now that he's actually a more fair model, it's not like if you use him, it's an automatic win anymore. And do you have any good way of defeating the Balrog? A Balrog. So, What he's referring to is the One Ring. You cannot might the One Ring. A lot of people believe, and actually this is a question that comes up later, or a rebuttal, is that you can might it because it's a special point of fate. Does not anywhere in its rules state it is a special point of fate, and rules that do say that, there are many, the Arkenstone, stuff like that. A lot of rules do say, hey, this is a special point of fate. Fury says the same thing. Games Workshop has never been hesitant to clarify if it's fate or not, and in this they make no mention of it. But we'd be curious on the GBHL's interpretation of that. Anyway, this guy wants to know how to use a Balrog, or beat a Balrog. So
you do good guys, I'll do evil guys.
Okay, well, here's the thing about good guys fighting the Balrog. So when you fight the Balrog, one, because of the 25% rule, if anyone knows, the Balrog is a huge point sink on your army. So a lot of times the best way to beat the Balrog is just to kill everything else.
That tactic works well for evil guys too.
Yes, it works well for all armies. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assume that what you mean is, hey, you want to kill this thing. All right. Good armies, honestly, I'd say one of the best ways is, Piercing Strikes, anything that really raises your strength. I think Piercing Strike actually made a very, very good comeback against the Balrog before. Yeah, there wasn't too many ways for good to do it because he's so magic resistant. I would say, you could abuse magic into him, but I'll be honest, if you want to recreate the Gandalf versus Balrog scene in the movie, you're wasting your time. He's going to get owned.
Sadly. You have to make like Gandalf have the crown of the Witch King type of thing, and then he has 3 attacks and raises fight some more.
Honestly, really what you're going to have to do is he's 400 points. That is a lot of points for you to work with. And so, honestly, Bodyguard, anything that passes Courage a lot, like even RF Command and stuff like that, if you swarm the Balrog, you're going to crush him. Over time, you just will, simply because of the fact that the Balrog has 4 attacks.
Yep.
How many times have you botched a dice roll on 4 dice? You're going to wear
botched a dice roll on way more.
And you have nothing to risk by doing Piercing Strikes, and a lot of armies actually have that. So yeah, Piercing Strike him to death.
So best way to do it is you take Goblin Town Goblins, right, for evil. Spam the crap out of the axes, right?
Just say your whole army has axes.
Just the whole army has axes, right? And then you take Ally and Samoria, because the goblins are rebelling against the Balrogs. Clearly, this is the scenario. You take Shamans with Fury.
Is that the scenario?
No, I'm just making crap up now. For evil. So you take Goblin Town, allied with Moria. Moria goblins take the Shamans with Fury. You take a couple of them because the Balrog's going to most likely kill 1 or 2. Or 4. Run them behind. That way they don't have to take courage checks to charge and get in there against the Balrog. And you just wait until he fails. And then you'll just smash him.
It's a game of attrition. But if you want to, you can actually kill the Balrog in a single turn with Eagle. The best army to fight the Balrog is spiders. If you have a spider army, they will wreck him. An enraged Shelob literally outdoes a Balrog and can crush a Balrog very, very fast. Not only that, I think it knocks him down. So Shelob doubles all her attacks from if you enrage her, she goes to 4 attacks. +1 on the charge. No. She doesn't get the charging bonus, but she can knock him down. So she gets 8 attacks, all rerollable, all its strength 10. So she wounds on 4s. You do this maybe once, twice. She's going to take him down really fast. Spider Queen can do the same tricks, and then you have all the other spiders ramming in on there, and then they wound on 6s. All rerollables. You're going to crush him. So spiders can easily deal with him. So, not to mention if you throw in some bats. If you throw in some bats, you now have to fight that.
Have to fight that.
So,
but you wouldn't do it at that point.
Well, here we go.
Hopefully you win the fight.
So that's a good way to defeat the Balrog. Now, next question, we got Clint Whitney. He says, hey guys, which would you rather field? Saruman on horse and Grima, or any of the 9 on Felbeast, and why?
Alright, so we had talked about this one already. Go ahead, who would we field? I think we're both
one of the 9 on the Felbeast.
One of the 9 on Felbeast, and who in particular?
Well, keep in mind, it's depending on your army.
Right, but really just the counter to be like Saruman and Grima.
If you want to be exactly like them, the Dwemer Lake's a really good bet. So he already does, both of them do.
Yeah.
For cheaper. So, especially on a fell beast. The only thing is he won't have any might, which Saruman has, but other than that, he's pretty much on par. Other than that, yeah, depending on your army, I think the buffs they provide to your army are pretty incredible. I would personally rather take one of the ring wraiths on fell beast. Not to say that Saruman's bad and Grima is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when I think of an army list for evil in general, I find that the fell beasts often help my army more than I think Saruman and Grima would. But this is really debatable. You can find that if you're dealing with the Phalanx, for instance, well, the Fell Beast can deal with the Phalanx, obviously, but still, Saruman's pretty nice, so you can blast the opponent. Grima's pretty cool in the fact that he forces you to spend a point of might extra, so he really is that denial. But yeah, you have our vote. It's going to be a Fell Beast, Ring Wraith. So
more diversity.
A lot more diversity. He has an answer to many, many more problems.
Yeah, and there is always a lot of problems.
No. So next question, we're going to go to this Slave Blanche. And so he says, I have another question. If the Mumkill is in combat and he wins the fight, can he opt to use the Bard's Brutal Power? So my question is, can you benefit from his Trample special rule while moving from a barge? Thanks, guys. So this is actually, no.
Yeah, it's been FAQ'd, so.
You can't use barge. Even if he could, trampling is pretty much a special action, so he really can't use it in that way anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of debatable, but still, it has been FAQ'd. Yeah, he cannot use barge at all. And I think that was really for balance, because obviously it makes more sense that a Mumkill could barge something than like anything else in the game, but still, yeah, I think it was just a balance thing, but yeah, he can't do it. So the next question is also from the Slave Bunch, actually. He talks about the Treebeard and Tom Bombadil combo. He says he has a Witch King and a Dwimmerlake both in his mortar army, but he still doesn't think it's an easy thing to kill Treebeard with the two of them. In a video, Walker mentioned that the Witch King on Fell Beast gains the knock to the ground bonus, but he won't because Treebeard has a higher strength. The will points of Treebeard are no problem for the Witch King and the Dwimmerlake. But the fact that he can use a Morgul Blade, and it has cut off, unfortunately, but I believe he's going to talk about the fact that the Witch King can use a Morgul Blade, helps out. Or it's negated by fate, one of the two. So one of those two.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who are wondering why my question is being cut off, we actually copy them and paste them onto a Word document to make it easier for me to read them on here on my phone.
So basically what he's trying to say is he failed.
I did, miserably, epically. No.
But hopefully when he puts them on the screen for you to read along with us,
yes,
they will put the whole thing on there.
Nope.
Didn't think so.
Number one, yeah, definitely agree with you. We're not saying it would be super easy to beat the Treebeard Tom Bombadil combo. I imagine this combo now will be in the news because it's a tough combo to beat. The Dwimmerlake and the Witch King were just options because the Dwimmerlake, hurts his Might Will Fate,
Right.
makes him burn through it faster. We do think that this is still a really good way to do it. Every time he casts a spell and he tries to resist, he's going to spend like 2-3 points of will, in which case you get to roll like 2-3 points of 4 up, trying to burn more of it off of him. It will really wear him down faster than Tom Bombadil and Goldberry can bring it back. That's what we were talking about. And as far as knocking the background bonus, okay, Monstrous Mounts. I could have swore Monstrous Mounts knock down monsters, because actually I just mentioned this, that the Shelob can knock down the Balrog, so we should verify this.
But the Shelob ends up with higher strength.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because of the
because of the enragement.
Renji.
So he might be correct in this. Actually,
I think he is right.
I really think you are as well.
You are right.
He's gonna read up on that real fast, but yeah, this is still really hard. Like I said, this combo is not easy to beat at all. But it was just an option we threw out there.
So long as the mount has a higher strength than the monster.
There you go.
Charge it. It gets the +1 attack plus knockdown.
Okay, so yeah, Shelob can still do it because higher or equal or higher?
Higher. It says higher.
Then I don't know if Shelob can knock down a Balrog. I think the Balrog's strength is 9 or 10. It should be 10. I'll have to check that. But if the Balrog is weaker strength, then cool, she can knock him Hey guys, all right, so we're going to go on to our next question here. It's from Akathon39. And he says, sort of related from my previous question last week, what's your favorite character from the books, movies, and game? Separately, if they're different, I'd probably say mine is Thorin in the movies and the game. Walker, we're going to split this up a little bit. What's your favorite character from the books?
Which book? There's a few.
You have all of them at your disposal.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
All of the books.
I have to say, shoot.
All right. Well, I guess I'll answer the movies and the game. While he thinks of the best character.
I had to think of the name, but I already got it.
Mine is an easier job because there's less movies and games than there are books. So, as far as the movies are concerned, I'm going to say that my favorite character has got to be, you know what, honestly, I like Legolas actually a lot. I know it's going to be like, oh, of course you pick Legolas, but I actually do. He actually is a really cool character in the films and everything like that. If I'm not allowed to pick him because of that, then, oh man, I'm not going to say Gimli because I'll get the same response. But I mean, obviously, the main characters that you follow around with the whole time are going to be kind of the ones that you tend to gravitate toward. If I can't say any of them, then I have to say one of the most unique and interesting characters, and once again, this can probably sound cliche, but I really just have to agree with this, is Gollum. I really think the Gollum is actually a really, really interesting character, hence being such an iconic character from the movies. Yet in the books, he's not so revered, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then as far as the games, I really like the character. I know, I'm bringing up Shadow of Mordor again. But Talion, his character is interesting, being a combination of Celebrimbor and himself. That is a cool concept. I like this concept. Now, granted, it's not necessarily canon, but it's still, you gave me any game I choose, so I'm going to go with that. What do you think from the books?
I like Frodo.
All right.
Yeah, so the reason why I like Frodo is because you really get to know him, his personal struggle throughout the story. He's dealing with the corruption of the ring, and, that whole journey with him. You just become emotionally attached to him, and that's what I really like about any story is caring about the characters. If I don't care about the characters, I'm not going to care about the story.
And this is ultimately why those most popular characters are going to be the ones you're with all the time. So, but yeah, that's for us. And maybe in the comment section we'll give you some of the other members of our community's opinions on who's the best. So let's run to the next question. Looks like we have a little more time here. It's actually from Akathon39 as well. He says, what's the best way to use Iron Guard in a competitive Dorn's Folk list, backed up by Dwarven Spears? So, this one is kind of easy in the sense of, not to mock the question or anything, but I mean, you're talking about 2 attacks in the front with strength 4, then a spear support granting an extra attack, so that's 3 attacks, all at fight 4. Then plus banner bonuses.
Yeah.
So rerolls basically being a 4th attack. I mean, this is solid. You would just simply, they are pretty much the center. They're the ones that are meant to hold the line as far as but beating through hold the line. So it's not like your typical dwarves. It's like you're now trying to push forward. In this type of list, I would recommend shield bearers and things that can call multiple heroic fights to allow you to crunch through faster. But yeah, I mean, yeah, when you
the biggest thing is you have to pay the penalty of buying a leader, warband.
Yeah, you'll have to go 2 separate lists.
But there's a lot of cheap Erebor heroes, so you'd be fine there. If you wanted to go cheaper hero, and then they have also really, really powerful heroes.
Dwalin,
or
Thorn.
So, and they're different versions. They're more expensive and stuff.
This is there's no special real way we can talk about this because it's going to play exactly as you'd expect. You have turned the Iron Guard from a flanking force into a beat stick.
Yep. So, and with the thrown weapon on the turn they get the charge or anything like that, that's awesome. Because then you can just throw it in. You get an extra chance of attack. Now, granted, I never have. I get excited whenever I hit my Iron Guard. That's how I regularly, they shoot as well as orcs when they're running into combat, throwing their axes and stuff.
It's the accuracy penalty. That accuracy
Yeah.
penalty really nerfed throwing weapons, and so it's unfortunate. But that is all the time we have for today. We're actually going to post a separate video, guys, just so you know. We're thinking about separating the list building aspect from the light and the dark video. So you're going to see that either tomorrow or very soon, or we just cover all the lists. All the list building, so that way if you're interested in listening to that, you have it all in a single video. It's like basically a tactics video.
Yeah.
So it'll help shorten up these videos a little bit, and I think that those who are asking questions may not necessarily be interested in listening to us talk about a list. So they're almost two different type of questions.
And if you guys feel on the contrary, please put in the comments and let us know, like, hey, yes, I do like listening to the list every once in a while, but just do like one per video, and we could do something like that too. But
Absolutely.
yeah, we're thinking of moving into another segment. So
Yeah, which sounds like, okay, how do you have time for that? But no, because they're easy. These are like question and answer videos. These are something we can pump out real fast while still working on Nova. So, but that's all we have for today, guys. So thanks for listening, and hopefully we see you guys next time.
there.